Antano, Ebano. So by your first in education sector, issues me no am boss on the views about those two issues.
The dick I mention what here for. Yes, no pass ya check. I think that personally I'm a progressive person, and the way I see education may be a bit different from how Obi Subehuno. And I understand as how call various schools schools know what the rules, regulations, and then as for I regulated the conduct of people, how your first way and name and then as a form. But you see, we live in an evolving society. Society are a changing. Now I'm call Facebook and I'm try to be said. So we design your school system now. We are so much we have become so much fixated on grades. Like A or F, the winner, instead of looking at shaping moral character of individuals, you're training them to become versatile, equipping them with skills. Because I know that the young school, whether you had F or somebody had A, you are going to face the same life. Life, no call the grade winner. The storms, the circumstances of life, A or F. We all face it the same. So
now I find the X or
exactly. Life. So we need to redesign education. Every year tool, every time equip young people with a certain skill set. We are saying that whether on your A or on your F, what we are school should be able to give that particular person that clear lines. How? Navigating the storms of life, because whoever you are, the storms of life are ahead of us. If you school, you are coming to face it on your own. The whole essence of education is to give you that particular kind of, your friend say, nimdia energy to be able to navigate. But I'm saying the focus isn't on it. At the day, so because school now say or fairly bad that person is regarded as failing in life. But that person ebia and trone sa addition na m1, but that person ewo ade bia woni mu a ebia se school need to me boa no my on net yanke betimi aye. So that is why schools are so designed to identify innate potentials in individuals and help them to develop that potential to become abroad. They have some of that special schools. Akra ne bi o ha or netna normal classrooms on any microphones, they will not survive. So you identify the special skill of that particular Akrano. Now we design a whole education there, man, just to bring the best.
Those special child.
Yes, out of the person. So in that particular spirit, make us say, when it comes to say you will see now you say, me those things are near my, we don't even need to visit on it. For instance, when it comes to this natural hair, your first conversation as a for natural hair, where I stand, it's a natural possession. Nipa no say onya ade anything to the hair that or decide say obe keep the natural hair keeping it neater. There is no need for a system I be design say chinchinchi akoyi wuti. But where you are going for those works and then as for these are foreign materials and as what touch I don't know, it's going to create whole lot of nyama in school. But when somebody decides say this is the natural hair, I want to keep it and then make sure say I keep it neat and then as for I am not sure say it is necessary for us to be forcing people say kuta with natural hair. I will not sit in the school. I be a teacher near. Ebi oba kwa kwasa wig and different way about the school because those things are addition. I would they cow body. But those who are maintaining natural hair, these are natural something, natural possession. If the person has decided not to cut it, I don't see the need. Say so I know some foreigners. Abrafon cry or some of our schools. And they are not cutting their head. You know, in some way, I say, oh, I'm teaming in their son at your cutting.
But Abrafon Corano mean who more public schools.
Oh, so some are in public schools. Some are in public schools.
Okay.
You can private school money. It's not possible. So some are in government schools, and they go there with the same hair. So me, say instead of wasting time on the rules should be that those external things are added to it. Man for me, you making sure say the parent decides or maintaining natural hair, and I am making way because when that Chimota issue came up, that was the same thing I was saying. Sir, the gentleman has decided to keep the natural possession or add anything to it. That particular thing should not stop him from having access to education, and that was the Neymar to deny him access to Achimota because on catinity. Let's assume is Sadia no go through and deny na. Boy, no one new fan you and did you see the grade? when your scholarship he's studying in America, one of the prestigious universities, and this you so sad and deny now. Do you know what you can deny will Kroma say? So I think that the focus should be on the potential. Discipline is the one of the best tool. But you need to just know the anema person will achieve. Now what design a whole disciplinary rules. That is why society is not static. Society is evolving, changing, going around.
They're changing, going around. I think say need be a review because as it stands now, no. Media minimum say public sector now. Primary, junior high, basic, senior high, no. And only there a compulsory. Won't me be it your natural hair. So even private schools, you got apart from scaffolding schools, no. Me buy a private school, I won't me being and to our natural hair.
Yes.
But government schools, no, from Tetia Nimu no, Obi or baby and any pan or private school, your body said the year or call SSR. It's not allowed, say, any pan and natural and we're Congo and Wadiako. And then unim Ivan, me Matina boarding house da. As Oba, yeah, me walk a dormitory. Ye peer cry on say girls no ye ni saloon was school ho ya obi abonitia obekwa ye washing obenu obi aden adredi aden ediama no ade se wo pie e de ko abonten enti beda no wako ne house mistress ana say ne penny bi ho madam bi ho no say mi pia koye washing me kwa koye miti enti me baba je eziat.
So I think that is a very good question. So school yet missy school na yetimi esi dani ho wom e ba nkra kodidi
yes salon kan
exactly it's as simple as that. No it's as simple as that. And me dey say me I am not talking about different hairstyle as for like even pay me we are okay me I'm not even for that.
Me can say student no obebo conro because o tertiary no teacher training nursing training wo mo no e ye conro no mo bo this universities na wo mo so na emagu wo mo ti so so but one mo dey tertiary institutions no it's allowed ti no dey wo betimi but SS no public sector no it is not allowed.
So I think that like we said existing laws these are near in terms of discipline but I'm saying the way society is evolving and where we are going, some of these laws are trivial, they belong to stone age. We need to review them and just create that kind of where young conco see a man for crime because there are people who are determined so school. I'm telling you,
then you are not serious.
No, you can't say he's not serious.
No,
you cannot say the person is not. For instance, this Achimota guy, for instance, just say Enka I'm fan court. I'm gonna get that particular opportunity, and not tell you say you're serious. Do you know what society are losing?
But only so private schools in so more, senior high schools, private schools in so more, and what dear, and you're buying dear.
Yes.
So what booty? So we you are go person and don't bear.
No, I got any or such a motor no and he our right to have access to is the reason why the court ruled say you cannot use ADN to deny somebody access to school because access to school no a writer your friend saying expressly espoused in the law and obi obe make sure so taking some of these things up and I think that we need to review our law. Then one on
Lucius Brem na yema the next week Lucius Brem about this where ye T-boy issues near the no Brem
minia ba me da se eba se obi be boniti ana se obi e moniti wo ye schools no mu ne de schools no ye wo rules any regulations for wha ye de govern school no wahu na sa rules and regulations no nene di school no ne beliefs ne culture den eba enti home no yenya policies ne den free enti se ohwa encourage exams wi na eba placement at time bia no yenya issues wo ho anamboa obia pe school a obekọ wele me pe Achimota wele me pe Accra girls wele me pe friend is saying babia obia pe now se wo bisa de nti a enkra no pe sa schools na dodo na no bentumi hada enkyere o oti ase be ne be kan se sa school no twa na uwura mu ankasa pa twa na nkura no twa no nti a school no the culture na ewo ho no a obi free sa school mu pia yehu no ene ma no ofe e ma no ye wakọ no se wo so pese wo sa school no What you say? So our culture no is being guided by rules and regulations. Now, I say policies no. And you know, in a situations whereby ya set policies say, ma ebia yenyeti, ma yemfadi we emma school ho. Na say u break ya, u break culture no. And the next time no, sa de na your fair was school ho no enyo fe bi. What you say? And you know, school bia no policy na ewo honom no ene ede uniformity no eba uniformity ni say there's a shared identity say ye kono ye nyina ye hye mpaboa black ye nyina no ye hye offense atade ebia black and white and school no uniform no say na eden etie ye twa ye ti. What you say? And sad na ekoso was school honom no. And this uniformity ever emasa akramiti sukroma ehu say school we ni akrami dey if you ever now as to say ye be 80 and I say ye 80 no sa policy we no ho dada say if you say abedu ba bi a policy no emwa dia then we need to go back to the drawing board but ye nya ense samra ne dey say wo ko school na say otimu samra no be dey ubedi so was school no ye teach girls and boys ye chere girls and boys ya de ye chere men and women and ti say wo ko school ho na say oye girl dia say oye de uyuti sa ne mra no chere say sia mra na ewo ho no de e chere say oye girl dia say oye de uyuti say oye bema na say wa body self we say uyi ansa na wako. That is the policy. Send here Bema dress code for students, you know. Science teachers now cut to the honor, no. Ben so be dress code. Send your person breaking crown or dear no. Na yetim ma obi anya ne open say teacher ni ko to say teacher ni or no so no breaking ni code of ethics na say conduct no. No so teacher ni no banana or natade. Why no rough batim no wa tutuma de baabi anase wan taki in na offer sandals bia no de aba you see say wompe nti say de be ya wo no so no like ye nyina ebedi nhihye so no teacher ni na odina wani ma o kire wade no ye omra ho de ma no wo su school ni omra e ho e de ma eni nti no obi ani ni de so na nye ohu no school ho nti a o pray ya to the point say nansen be be mu kura tua sika
computer placement who say ya santo na o
bi ko tua 15,000
who say ya santo yi o natural and it say dey ko be twa
how good
who say be ko Louisia be twa uti
enti di pa na o free ya santo aba ya ohu ya na oyo ofe no say na won ye
onye ni ti ya
enti no me mesre say sa bre we say ni de say when ya bre so person o school na school no bia na e wo Ghana high say no e wo mra enti no bomodin samra no be den obedi ma yen kase wo nko a untimi ma men kasa asem wi ye secondary school ye ko secondary school guy bi e de bosom ba school ho enti no o chok boss
no so ne bosom
bosom so ko wi ayo bosom so abela ni papa de no ba no chok boss mienu Kasia pa no sa na
you don't mean it.
I mean it. What am I doing through?
Don't make tree
later no. Me I say you who say weekends no akweta so talk boss for achire ho. So na even say weekends dey be ha people ko clean be talk nti na e fee say bi asa bi kra na etie. Be na ne de no ntisa o. O de ko na JHS bi ben ho. Or the cohon remember no one acquire Yankuma, no as answer, no as Andia Bisu. Wow. What you are saying till later now, you who ya, your boss, senior house master Ramaneno. No, or yes, say, Obechu, say, what Ubeja, I don't know. Like Odebako. Now I bet Wabba school, and I say, ye be you ready. And son or dear day, or the koi. So you see, Yentimu Makwan said, Obia may the open school horse ever side be breaking culture. Now the issue of say language now minister
policy
minister any deputy no I think say be miru no Obia can dey near minister no kai no near no person can no kai no me near Mecano near Honorable Haruna Idrisu Ekaino, dear no person can or Kaino, but afterthought. Tia me feel say deputy no so be can say
Dr. Clementa Park.
Yes, obeka say year for KG to class 3. Yeah. But you see that I don't know ewo ho. Your friend on Nalap no ho that. Enti say na minister no ka ho asema enka o meka. But no person say say use language your mother tongue no. And mother tongue no I believe say or person say oko upper west. Na say bia o kira dia obetumi ayusu dagati yem fa say upper west won na o kira dia o obetumi ayusu dagati e de akire na me feel say one of the best because we've been teaching children using a medium that they can't even relate. What I say hwe miniaba manenka sa se wincho enkra no benimade no dada Uye education I say akra bia nu ho ne oye tabula rasa. Tabula rasa ne che say enye nadwen no I say ontimi kasa hwini no aba betena school ho no. O ti ase before obeba class no owo bibia wasua.
Okay.
Akra o de mame mfa say akra ne maame seminar. Enye science. Akra ne maame yimbo enye science no oye. Akra ne papa etwa abe abetwa enye science. So se oba akwa no ba school na se we science teacher now kire distillation na akwa ne papa etwa abe wantimi an related to distillation na o kire no na it means that you taught him in a medium that he can't even follow because se what did papa chi kwa abe so no how fermentation of ayin sanfufo na or the ne papa no yi no how of fermenting in Safufu no ansa na wanwa na ma abeye apetes no na se wo kire na se wanti ase a it tells you say wan kire no yi what you say language na o de kire akra no e ho mom ni problem no me ji atumi say ye Ghanaian languages no ye wo limitation ye say vocabs no words no bi wo ho no ma ye what the air battery ma adding but nina is due to the fact say young practice young fa twi no enchirade and say young fa local languages no enchirade ntia vocabs na den are limited. So for instance akra ebia o kire separation of mistakes na o kan ebia say nkuto anane say nkuto di kan ja anane anamboa asichire so eden enso di gu nsuo ma eden enane Kamfa, odi to bag my day, and so enane. Who said the same, who used to enane for dissolve, who used to enane for melting, who used to enane for sublimation. And it was a camphor a sublimating, was a sugar a dissolving, was a shea butter. A melting. The P language is limited, and who use one word to cover sa nyema miensa wenina. But say practice your child no class na say me did say definitely no ka ebenya whether you betim dey qualify sa three ayi nyina west nyina what you say enti no enya wrong say minister no be ka say nka yen use local language
enya wrong but ye hwe ni say bia Accra ha Ashanti region there well one of the teachers no they won't finding difficult. So I'm very sad because almost schools were Ashanti region and when you want ya wo ho no twi wo tini bibia enti classroom bia be ko bia school koko yenu who say nyina local for nko so but oba baby to say Accra ha even say Accra na school was a public school and as a private school you have Voltarians you have Nordness you have Gans you have different tribes and I say language yi classroom ho no enti no ya ko fa say you have a greater Accra enti yemfa ga
me ntwawa no they have made provision for saa niema we mu nyina problem no free Ghana education service me o ma me kwan Ghana education service anhwe anipa bebeka ho be tu me yi be nyina di I'm telling you
say
oba Accra ha say de manfra ba options no ho ene no oko classrooms na ye mankra no se bebe offense twi ene ga enti no wa opetwi no se time duru ho se ye Ghanaian language a ne ga ebe ko ga ne ye twi ebe ko twi
okay
na yemfa ba bia te se bia upper west a enye manfra no oko ho no ma Ghana Education Service team post will be from Accra to the north. Teacher ni no complain and about catch and say that is where your service is needed. Service ben nipa na ono chi Accra say needed wo ayi ho no ma. Ho na wa kono betim post will be to north akura bi asia enkra no ntebrofo beso abenti ayi offensive teacher ni ne kasa teacher ni no so nte beso be kasa brofo no ote. What you say? Meanwhile, no, say oko college, na say wia, na say be wie mpa. O fail a forms now fail no languages a utimi kano. U state no form no so. Ene ne nyina aboa ma behu ba bia say post to do koto. Meanwhile, nipa no wie school a bebuba ni gu so. Again, betimi san copy sponsorship from district. Nipa na ko district bi akwaje sponsorship say owie a ko no opese okochira de again was na ma languages a otimi eden otimi ka Ghana Education Service bebuba ni agu sa ne ma we nyina so information we nyina so na ba na post na koto salaga kusiga na be do obi from Savlugu aba beto Accra nipa no complain na ba ka chen say that's where your service is needed. Ye teacher ni bia o che ya de obe no ntitwi o ka pra kwa le parako o ka kankrodo na je say what you say nti no like Ghana Education Service for no ye be nema basa be na be contributing factor to sa nema we a ye discuss no ho enya sa won enka eyegu ha si unim say ayi na nra the same minister sankes or person curriculum review and rather no sankan you curriculum na be review you know wouldn't say basic school but yeah and say from KG ho to SHS1 wouldn't say SHS1 per the new curriculum na you no SHS1 a basic ho wouldn't say per the new curriculum but yeah sanka yentro BC
yeah
Sabe manu nyina na be de hiem na ba yes card ni nyina no ayekwa.
O see a review na
fa so bia ansna masunti yes na ba be another review. Wouldn't say new curriculum you know. Science by offense and measurement afrim. Akra owie JHS a e bi obe na dwen so okwa kosua de pam. Why measurement afrim? The Accra we score be kwa kosua e bi a Messi. Why measurement afrim? Me wa ho na owie obekwa ko e. And finally no, wouldn't say the same curriculum no anka, but now reproduction afrim. Science by reproduction afrim. And krana anka yi offense male and female reproductive system. Ya cheba ebetimi aboa ma akra no ahu ni hu yie ena nkra yi benamfo ne chebe hawa ebi o menstruate wi a na se o menstruate a obefa so manage miwa no eye topic on it own na ehye offense and science ma enka be kire e man nkra no hu be ho ene ba yi afrim what you say entina problem na e wo education sector honum no hwe say minister no edne nan esifam
okay
before be babonten no on fifi mu ya ansena wa babonten abeka me dia me hu say ne obeka na no anu obeka deputy no na say just after thought ne be hu say oh but wouldn't say announce asem no hwe dan mu honum the way abesi budget no so it tells you say teachers abe ho nyina na say na say na on say director general ankasa ho na director general ankasa ho no be nyina be budget no so hu say that is the way to go
ma Ivan so Ivan
I think education said is kind of very important and policies and that's for around it and also should be the same thing. This argument of saying Chiramkura in their local language has been a topic about but we held the conversation in Babia and I think because for some of these policy takeoff, you make sure say all the critical arrangement that has to be done, why and sign as such a policy can take place. For instance, said that mean you see say teacher ni or no anti ewe now what post to do na call ewe so on ewe. It's not possible. So the question is have these critical arrangements on the ground no? So when you have them in place now I think that will help because it's good culturally, you know. Yeah, appropriate to say, baby, or language, because that also give you some certain sense of identity. Baby, you free, and culturally, you know, you'll be related. So I'm not sure say anybody who can downplay or be a yechen in the local language, but I think that the argument around it is overblown by a lot of people because sometimes you watch TV, you listen to radio, and the argument has always been, I didn't think I could for kasa and I am fire kasa. I think that argument, you know, is overblown because you see the relationship between language and mind development and as one is a completely different thing altogether. Because you see, world you know swim into a particular area. And then whether you like it or not, English and the most formal language around the world. Everything around the world is the most popular language of BAU. So, and I did a master's program in China. I can tell you, so Okwa China, majority of the students want people to teach them to learn English. Because it has become some sort of a global language. So if you are unable to speak it, you'll be left out. And people say, we are fortunate we had that particular language because of maybe a free, even though the history is quite bad. Because you see, people are paying millions this time. Oko Italy and some other countries, people are paying much. Oko Germany, answer na obetimi akọ school a ye kire brofo wo mu no na wonni sika wuntumi afford that particular thing. So fortunately for us, we are lucky, and you see the relationship between language and your first development. Oko America, English and your more official language. Almost they inherited it just like us. Canada, English and your more original language. They inherited, but I don't stop from their development. What I say, I don't know what adopting. How well can you use Oko Hong Kong and Asia? I think Hong Kong was an English colony. After Opium War, no, and I'm adopted until 1997. Your friends say Ansana, UK, Asian, Oko Hong Kong predominantly they speak English in as a form. So more or less, you know, about language, what global transaction, it would happen. So let us not also in having this conversation, you know, people are trying to sideline say, oh, English no cry abandon no. Now we have some sort of a colonial or imperial inheritance. As a local language in China, there were universities in other places. I think that particular argument is very narrow, and yakasi yakota that particular line, yankasa you will end up. Na ya tu ya mana na ya kwakotom. So for me, I think it's good say at the basic level, no, you better making sure say all the necessary way better man no, and you access to local languages. I bet me guide you or so cultural identity no sabeka. Say there are certain things that akra no kind of brofo. Now sanche mu on kasa ne kasa mu na we relate here. I think so at the basic level, no, it should not be blunt to say the whole thing should be taught in local language. No, there should be some sort of a mixture. Because Accra school are all baby are more formative years or more picky everything. Yes, and so one sidestep for something, a language at that early stage. Say, Yamfa local and crash and Udru Nimua, Yachana Brofua. Akrano, one way, Obebre. So I think that we need to blend. Now you're making sure, say, in focusing on this particular way, no, we don't lose sight on the official language now, whether you like it or not, whether we inherited it through a colonial way or whatever, no, it has become a global language, the most popular language, and whatever happened in America, Canada, anywhere. By the virtue of the fact that you can speak English, you can automatically hear. Yeah. People are paying millions to understand, but they can't. What I say, so I think that it's very, very important. Say, we know we don't blare the other side. Now a conversation may narrow. Now you're making sure, say, culturally we straighten some of these things. Quite recently, there is this thing that pop up about this. You say Obakene, and sometimes the underpinning conversations are now so very nasty to the extent. Say, as a young person, you need the. So I think some of these things, you know, we need to play them in context. Now you the motive, need the kind of intent, we are na it may drive what we want to achieve. Na me say totum sa keke na obi akeke bi sa na no the day no. Yes, it's creating confusion when you know say the necessary platform na say the to ground. Na making sure say that implementation will go smoothly, no. I think say what be say on the local language, you know, some of the schools, you know, crowd don't say no much teacher for don't say you produce or betime speak that particular language. What I say, because okonofa most of the teachers now you post to do now soundness. So exactly. So there should be a deliberate effort.
Madam Sakofi voter region. I bet you be mass matter this is.
Yes.
Why I want to me
so who can say policy?
It is our policy. Madam Sakofi better what the
I think that we need to be very pragmatic. Who can say now who can say yes, then locals, you be making sure say you be man for school, say they will go back to their community and also teach the language and so forth. It's a multifaceted thing. It's not just narrow.
Okay, I will say